Hi, hello, g'day, kia ora, welcome to the studio. I'm Paula from Moxy Mojo. Thank you for joining me for today's prompts for Junk Journal January for 2024. So it's the 12th and the prompt is torn edges. So for this one, I am doing a bit of colouring before I start. And I've got these two papers left, and these are the ones I've picked to go with purple, because I've done pairs of paper for a range of different other colours of the rainbow, and I didn't have any purple, so I've come back and I've thought, okay, well, these two should look the best. Let's hope. So I pulled out all my purple Distress and Distress Oxide inks, and we are just going to throw them on the craft mat and see what happens. So I need my water bottle. Now I've got a lump underneath my craft mat, and because I've got my glass mat underneath, where I'm doing a lot of heating with my, or drying with my heat tool, I tend to put my chopping board, and it's a chopping board that my husband bought for me for the craft studio for one of our anniversary presents, and so it doesn't matter if I get ink or paint or whatever on it, it is purely in here, no food has ever touched it at all. So, to start off with, I'm going to grab some Distress inks, and we've got a bit of everything there, haven't we? And I am just putting them totally randomly on my surface here. And I know this is a lot more than I need, but hey, let's live life dangerously again. Right, so it's really generous spray of water. You can see all the ink colour has started to bead up, and so now we are going to smudge this on. I want a really good colour covering on the entire sheet of this, especially seeing as it's not purple to start with, so that can just kind of sit there. Then we'll do the other one, come in and do this, and if you're not into inky fingers, then by all means wear gloves if you're going to try something like this. So that's there. Now I have off here a couple of book pages which I am going to use to soak up all this difference, all this over inking, because I don't want to waste it. Alright, so that, and then once again I sit it on top of my laptop, which, yeah, I know is not ideal, and I'm sure anyone who's in IT is probably cringing right now going, what are you doing? But hey, I'm lacking space, so I use what I've got. So just grabbing a wet wipe, because I forgot to get one out before, and that is just purely in case I do need to get any ink off my fingers. I find if I can like clean it off straight away, then it disappears. Right, so I'm going to dry these, so we're going to like fast forward or cut this out, so this will be back short. One little wee blob there that's only just dry, so it's okay. It'll dry with the next lot. I just don't want the paper to burn. So it hasn't come out too dark, but that's okay. So now we're going to put down some oxides. So, oops, that over there. So, and I mean, hopefully, so I've used like all different colours throughout this. So, oxides there. So that's one. That's two. And that's three. And if needs be, I can always go through and add some more if I want some more colour. But I found that like most of the ones that I've done, in fact all of the ones I've done, I've been happy with what's happened. Right, now with the oxides, I am less about full coverage, although it does look quite good, and looks like I've got a fair bit there. This is about more just getting some extra on top of that base layer. So it could be ink, but I like the way the oxides. What are you talking about, Paula? The oxides just add a bit more interest on top. So I'll bring back these two pages and I'll start with this one this time, seeing as you had less ink on you. That'll do you. You can go back, and then this one will be our wipe up sheet. And yeah, got a little bit on there. So now we'll bring these up and we'll dry them out last time, and that'll be what we work with. So one reason I like to do a couple of things at the same time is that it means you can swap from drying one to the other so that you're not overheating one or too much. It reduces the chance of burning. Plus I find that while I'm heating one, there is still air going on to the other one, so whichever way I'm going, both are, whichever one I'm drying, both are actually getting the dry air. So there we go, those two are now dry, and I will add them to the collection. Let me remove my chopping board. And you see, I mean, it's a wee bit stained there, but it's had wax and cutting knives and paint and all sorts on it. And let me just say, it saves my crafting surface from a lot of damage. Look, as you can see, I've like cut through my crafting board because I've forgotten that it's even though it's heat proof, it's not knife proof. One day I will learn. Right, so we now have, so I've got a couple of purple, a couple of blue, a couple of green, teal, a couple of green, yellow, orange, red, and pink. I am not going to use all of them, but I wanted a stash of bright papers for this next one. So we'll bring our junk journal down, open up our page, and this is the one we're working on next to my lovely mini-me. Right, so on this page, now what I found is that I really like tying in my pages together somehow, whether it be by colour as they tend to be, or by you know, like linking the images somehow. So this one is not going to be any different. So I want to cover this background in these plain beige, for lack of a better word, papers. Now, I'm just going to leave that there first. What I'm going to do is I want to start this one. So this one's going to go in this corner. And so we're going to tear it. And I want... there. One. You can go to the side. So now this one here, so that needs to tear from at least up there. So that's there. I may, yeah, I don't need all of that bit there, so let's bring this down to there. Alright, so that's 2. Nice. And that can go either way. See, I think I like it that way over. There. So now this one needs to be from at least here. Okay, so there we go. And that's you done. But I will bring this over just a smidge, and because I don't want it to be right in that fold there. So that one, I might do that one that way again. So that it just looks nicer that way. And then this one, okay, so this one we need to get 2 lots. So if I start it from the top, so we're going from there, and then it needs to come down to about there. Right, that should be enough. Yep, okay. So we've got that one on top, that one on top. I might actually do that one on top, I think. Yeah, that one on top. That one on top of both. So now, which one's going on top here? That one. I think that one. Okay, so that's going to be our bottom one. And we're going to go around in that circle there. So we want a glue just as the plane goes over. So I will glue these all down. No, I'm not going to glue them all down yet. Getting ahead of yourself, Paula. See, that plane was distracting. Because we've got to put this underneath, don't we? So the question is, how much do we need? So if we put that there. And here I go with one of these complicated pages again that I say I don't usually make. Well, I'm proving myself wrong again. So that's there. That is there. Now it doesn't matter that this page underneath is not as wide as the white page because we don't need the whole thing. So we need, and no, So I need, well, I need the full width, but I don't need from, so I need from 3 rows above only, and although, and about 1/2 inch below gold. So 1/2 inch above only, so that is there. Yeah, and we'll do along here. Right, so if we stick that kind of in the middle there, so what I might do is try and be sneaky and start by, oops, just throwing my pin around. Stuck to my finger. So what I'm going to do is glue down this edge and this edge only on this piece here. So this was the bit that needed to go on the bottom, because the other bits go on top. So now we can slide that in to see where it needs to be. So that's okay. So that's okay there. Now I just need to check these ones. Now I can probably slide this, do the same. Oh, can I, how much can I? Oh, yeah, I can get my glue under there. Let's live life dangerously. I've been doing that a lot lately, haven't I? So going across the top and up the side on, whoops, did I say you could fall over? No. So long as that lines up with there, I can trim that edge if needs be. And it looks like I need to. Right. So now we can move this one around, and it's dark, isn't it? I didn't think about that. So maybe I need to, therefore, trim it down some more, because I don't want the square thing sticking underneath there. Okay, that's fine. We can work with this. We, you know, make things up as we go. So that just fits in there. That's fine. And there. Yep, that's good. So we want to kind of trim this corner off. So that's one bit off. Yep, okay, I'm happy with that. So now we need to trim this other corner off. And that's come up quite high, but that's okay. We can work with that too. we need to go to there. So then that's on top there. Okay, so you're going to stick, so we've got a bit of a gap there, that's fine. So now we'll trim off this corner, and I might intentionally make a bit of a gap over here, or at least try to intentionally make a bit of a gap. So we've got there, we've got there, so that needs to come up more. Ooh, like that. Does that give us a gap? No, but it's almost perfect tearing. Okay, so moral of the story is please don't try and do a page like this. It's very stressful. Oh no, it's not. This requires a little bit of extra thought. So now I'm going to create a gap there. Alright, so now this is definitely going to have gaps in it. Question is going to be, where am I going to have the gaps? So if I go that there, that goes there. So I like that I've got gaps there, gaps there. So let's bring that there, and we'll just take that little wee bit of brown off. Alright, so there, 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 there. Right, like that. Okay, so we're going to glue this, assuming that, yep, that's good, the glue hasn't blocked up. Alright, so that's there. Whoops, fingers on top. Glue across all of that. And the good thing about tearing is that you just do however it comes out and you run with it. You don't need to worry about any special equipment. So that's there. Okay, well, I guess it's stuck there now. Right. That's okay. So now we are going to glue this edge. Now there's only one bit there where I've gone outside of what I need. Okay. And gluing down like that is also not very easy. Right, beige. Now we're going on this one. Right, stay out the way. You can go out the way too. Actually, rather than there where I'll knock you off, we'll put you up there. Now, this one we can do normally. One side, two sides. Yeah, so anyway, back to general conversation. Tearing is a great way to make really nice kind of casual backgrounds that just go with anything and are simple, quick and easy. Normally quick and easy. There are some exceptions where you do crazy things like this. Okay, so that must be well and truly over this side because there was a gap on that before. So is there going to be a gap on this one? Yep, okay, that's fine. Otherwise I was going to tear a wee bit more on it. Okay, so we've just about got our background done. Gluey, 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 gluey. There we go. Right. Glue, and probably glue all over the fingers. Anyone else hate glue all over their fingers? I think it's more that I just find it annoying. Right. Right, like that. Just what I wanted. Okay, so let's put the pin in there because we now have some work to do. And I'm just going to clean off my glue because I need to trim these pages just to be sure. And we also need to make sure the pages haven't stuck together. Oops. Okay, so just a slight trim on there. Very slight. Where does it even start? There. I chose the wrong scissors for that. That's it. Nothing else is hanging over. That's good. Alright, put you in. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Because we don't want scissors. Right, yeah, that looks like a dog's breakfast. Okay, what can we do with that? I know what we can do. Sorry, P, but you need to move. Put you back. Alright, so I've got some sanding discs from back when Adam was a cowboy. When I first started scrapbooking. So now we are going to get dust everywhere. Another quick and easy way to get rid of any excess papers over the edge. We might as well do this side while we're at it. I'm going to do one, might as well do the rest. Sign was just hanging down a wee bit. Okay, so now I'm just going to dust my desk. Okay, put that over there. So now what I'm going to do, and the whole purpose of making this background that's kind of boring with all this colour and excitement breaking through, and why we've got these pattern papers, is I've pulled out a whole lot of black and transparent stickers that look like they could be kind of ideas. And so what it's going to be is these are the ideas that our dangerous little wee mini-me is thinking about that are outside of the norm. So that's what we want. So I'm just going to pick these at random. I've got all sorts of things in there, and I know I'm not going to need all of these, but that one didn't come up, so that one I definitely want to put on. And there was some music ones. I wanted to do a music one. Yeah. So, yeah, all of these are just like, I want them to look like kind of random ideas that, I thought that one was cool, that she's thinking that are outside of the norm. And also sort of showing the strength of girls and women, and that they can do anything and break out of their boxes and you know, take charge and be, you know, whatever was, you know, be whatever they want to be, and have ideas that are you know, out of the norm for what's, you know, considered feminine or that. So they can break gender and age and ethnic and religious stereotypes and just achieve whatever they want. So right, there's some, I've still got heaps more. So I don't know, I think what I might do is stick these onto different pages and then tear around them. I think that's going to be the easiest way of doing it. Like, so for instance, I want like a green. Which green do we want? I think I want to go for this one, for this. So, and I know there is a name for it, but I just can't remember what they're called. So I'm going to speed through this bit because we don't want to spend time watching Paula take sticker backings off, because we're going to be here forever and a day otherwise. So there we go. So the first one, and it's kind of going to go there, and then if I really burnish that in, it should kind of disappear. And so now we're going to just tear around it, and the neighbour's going to have put their lawnmower on. And then, so I want this to be like this, and then, so I want to have almost like a speech bubble of ideas. So there we go. And then what I might do is then doodle that speech bubble. So I think that'll look quite cool. So I'm going to carry on and do this, and we'll come back once they're all ready to go on, or they're all stuck on, because we don't want to hear the lawnmower. Everything's torn out, and I've decided not to do them as speech bubbles, but instead I'm going to do them as thought bubbles, just because the speech bubbles didn't look right. So now I am just going to very quickly glue everything into place, because I'm happy with the placement. And they're kind of all around the central part, a colourful part. So that's all our thoughts coming out. Ah, no! Thank you. Why did you do that? That was not in your job description. And we are, so I've used one of every colour, and then I couldn't fit any more on. So I've got a lot of scraps for my scrap bin, and my collage photo bin. Which is cool, because and like, because I know these are made with, or coloured with I should say, distress inks and distress oxides, then I know that they will match with anything. So this is a great way to use up, or make usable I should say, some of those papers that you wouldn't normally use because they're not in the colours that you would normally use. So there, 2 to go. And I'm all for using up everything that you've got one way or another. I mean, sometimes it just takes a little bit of creativity to come up with a way that you can make something usable. But yeah, just because something isn't in a colour scheme that you wouldn't normally use does not mean that you can't use it. It's just, you've got to find a creative way to colour it or alter it into something that you can use or would use. Ouch, missed that. Lucky I didn't stab myself with the pin, only the needle of the glue. Right, so we have, now I've got this pen out, still out from the other day. This is my Tombow Mono Twin that I got from Daiso. I think I'm going to use the thicker end of this because I want it to look kind of cartoony. And not quite. I'm just trying to get my book to even. Yeah, and that's just, it's easier to write that way. So now we want thought bubbles, so these can be bubbles as long as I've got room to get them into this green bit. So we can go there and then into there. That's it. It's a wee bit difficult gluing it so close to the edge, but it's okay, we have ways. So now I've got to do those thought bits yet. But I mean, these can be anyway, so these can just come into there, and so the red ones can follow all the way around here. And this is just quite nice and relaxing. Doesn't matter, they can join into the same idea. Then we have this one. That's quite cool. And then we'll do this one. I'm not doing them in any particular order. Just mainly kind of thinking about, okay, well, where do I need to write so that I don't get ink over my hands more than anything else. So this one next. And doing my lumps of my thought clouds, again, no rhyme or reason. I am perhaps trying to match the lumps of the paper, but not particularly. Sometimes it's guided by what else is around it in terms of other thought bubbles. So there, I quite like that. There we go, my dangerous ideas. And all of it done through tearing. Oops, there we go. Now you can see it. See the two of them together. I like it. It's not something that I would normally have done, because it's, you know, kind of almost political, but, you know, and that's not really a word I would say. You know, it's because it's not political statements, but it is about empowering women and girls and not being afraid to think things that are out of the norm or say things that are out of the norm, and if anything, it's trying to encourage you to do that. So there we go. Have dangerous thoughts. Take risks. And I'll see you again in the studio. Bye for now.